Okay, welcome into week 4, you guys. I'm really excited about this. And I want to just do a quick recap of the past few weeks so far. And I want to just do a quick check-in to see how you guys have been, what type of value you guys have been getting from this. But really quick, we'll do the recap first here. And really, so far, we've kind of, covered quite a bit of stuff already. But we've discovered what our current money or health story is, what our current self-image is, what our trends have been, money spending, overeating, that type of thing, and lots of ways to lose weight and make money quickly with that one document that we went over a couple weeks back. And we've started to become aware of our self-dialogue around our stories, rejecting limited thoughts and beliefs. And last week we got into this, Rob. I know you're on vacation, brother, so we're going to catch you up a little bit. But we got into this idea, right, where even if we have these limited thoughts or beliefs, we deeply love, forgive, and accept ourselves. We're human, right? And we're starting to kind of reject those old thoughts a little bit. And we even started to write our new story and started reinforcing it with some new thoughts and beliefs. So it sounds like we did a lot, but we're actually going to be going deeper with all of these things as we keep going here. So do not worry, by the way, if you guys have not done certain things or certain action items that have been recommended, in the PDFs. Don't worry if you haven't gotten to them. We're going to be hitting it super hard, especially over the next few sessions. And honestly, this is work that I still do, and I've been doing this for like years, quite honestly. So it's something that honestly never ends, because even when you reach your goals and dreams and your ideal self-worth or self-image, right, you're going to want to grow and expand and increase that and progress. So I hope that makes sense, but this is like a never-ending cycle, quite honestly. Right, and so just a quick pause. And just want to do a quick check-in with you guys to see what have been your thoughts so far. Have you had any challenges come up? Just a quick check-in with you guys.
No, I've enjoyed everything so far. Like the questions that you've asked have been really thought-provoking, like in ways that I haven't challenged or questioned myself before. And like sometimes it's kind of surprising, when you're pondering something, like some of the thoughts that come up, and it's like, oh, I didn't realize that that may have been part of the roadblock before.
Yes, totally. Monique, thank you for sharing that. Yeah, totally. Yeah, a lot of those supplemental thoughts we don't even realize are kind of related and
Right,
are keeping us stuck.
right, exactly.
Nice.
Yeah,
Rob,
and since I'm in the last couple of weeks, but I'll just do a catch up. Like, I'm not sure where I'm at right now, so I'm just catching it.
awesome, brother. Totally. I figured as much, brother. I know you're gone the past couple weeks. And honestly, man, you were in Hawaii. How was it overall? Was it cool?
Oh, fantastic. Yeah, it was a great time away. Just lots of sunshine, Mai Tais, scuba diving.
That's
No
awesome, man.
complaints there, that's for sure. I'm brown. But now
That's
I'm back and
amazing.
hit the ball with the ground running, or hit the ground running, right? Like everything here, so much to do, and just got
Yeah.
to get back in track.
Yeah, bro. Oh man, what an dude, 2 weeks in Hawaii. That's so cool.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely, yeah. And I get it, right? You're coming back to kind of, life, real life and that type of thing. Um,
Exactly.
But this is perfect timing, honestly, Rob, because again, we get to challenge what real life looks like now, still to the next level here. So it's going to be cool.
Absolutely, brother. I'm excited.
Excellent. You guys, thank you so much for sharing. I appreciate you both. You both are doing amazing, by the way, and we're going to be rocking it to the next level today. I'm really excited about this one. So, and oh, I forgot. We also practice getting into the energy of it with our little, weight loss and money soars. I have this eagle that always kind of keeps me in my cycle the way that I want to be in. And actually, I'm going to be talking about. I'm in a new cycle for this month. I'll share that towards the end. But I'm doing this 30-day challenge, and again, I'll share that in a little bit here. But yeah, so we even got a little bit of practice in getting into the energy of it with the rampage that I shared last week. And Rob, again, like I know you weren't here, so if you did want to go back and check out that replay,
Actually, I was just going to ask that. Where do I find the stuff for last? Because I think this is week 4, right? Are we on week 4 or week 3?
it's week 4. Yes. Yep.
Okay, yes. I have 2 missed completely here looking at my notes. So I'd love to go back through that with you if possible.
Totally. Yeah. So we're leveraging our new app. Actually, it's still in demo
Okay.
mode.
Oh, duh. Okay, I got it.
Oh, sweet, brother. All right, cool.
Yeah.
Nice, man. Yeah. So I have the past 3 weeks are in the app, and then this one I'll upload shortly thereafter our call here together. Okay.
Thank you very much, brother.
Totally. Absolutely. All right, cool. So just a quick reminder, I'm going to be reminding this a lot because our mindset is a muscle that we need to actually be working. And it's literally just like actual muscles. Whereas if we're not entertaining certain thoughts, and this is in reference to our new story and our new self-image. So in other words, if we're not entertaining thoughts about our new story, it's not getting stronger, in other words. And in fact, it's actually getting weaker because there's a little bit of a misconception that things stay the same. We're either going positive or negative, and we oscillate in our life with a lot of different things, actually, with pretty much everything, quite honestly. But you're either going in a positive direction or a negative direction. And if you're staying the same, then you just have a good balance of that, is pretty much what's happening. So what we want to do though is we want to go like never before with getting stronger with our new story and our new self-image so that it's starting to reinforce in our mind. And today, this week's session is going to be next level for you guys. So stay with me here. It's going to be awesome. So in really quick, just as from the example from last week, we basically started to entertain a new story for ourselves. And Rob, this will be good because this is just a quick recap from last week with our new money story. Before, the old money story was terrible. We were very much victim based, and it was a very bad money story. And so we tried to turn it over, and we're going to do a better job of it this week, actually. But I'll share with you really quick here. Even though I grew up in an average middle class home, by the way, this was my money story. I don't have to be middle class, though. I can be rich, and that's my birthright. In fact, I'm in a money and sales store right now that's helping me increase my wealth. I love being in a higher tax bracket. That was one of my hangups because that means I'm making more money, right? And because again, if you're in a higher tax bracket, you got to pay more taxes. That was my old money story, right? So my family and friends will love me regardless of how much money I make. And the more money I have, the more fun we'll all get to have together, like that type of thing. And really what this is, a new money story is basically we found all the positives in our old story. And that's what we're going to do even more so this week, is really hammer that out. Because what we're looking for is to have only a positive mindset around money and health, actually. And let me share the health one really quick again. Even though I hurt my back or my knee, and I actually hurt my arm, that was one of my hangups, I'm choosing to heal it like never before. I am a powerful, limitless being, and I'm strong. I can be fit, healthy, and strong at any age if your age is a hangup, right? In fact, I'm in the best shape of my life, and I'm at my age, at the oldest I've ever been. I prioritize my health, and I do what it takes to be more healthy, fit, and strong. I love going to the grocery store versus hating it before, because all of my healthy food is already conveniently laid out. The farmers already gathered it for us. How awesome. And we're super blessed, right? Super convenient to be able to eat healthy. So that's the idea, right? We're trying to erase the victim old stories in our life, take full control. And even if this is not necessarily true, so to speak, or playing out quite yet, the more we entertain it, the faster it will start to play out in our life. Okay. So let me skip ahead a little bit because this is where this gets really cool. And again, we're going to get a little bit deeper with this. So for this week, you guys, what I would love is, and if you've already done some of this work from the past few weeks, and again, Rob, don't worry, brother. I know like you're catching up and you're gonna have plenty of time to kind of do all this, so don't worry. But even if you have done a little bit of notes from the past week or a couple weeks, you could add to it with any other thoughts or beliefs that you still have about money or about your and actually I have the examples here for both actually. So let's just say you write out, all right, and you discover, right, that I'm constantly saying I have no money, I never have enough money, I'm not greedy, it's the root of all evil. Like these are very common ones, and a lot of these were mine actually. Money doesn't grow on trees. My parents used to tell me that, right? It's almost not worth it because the more I make, the more taxes I'll have to pay, right? This is exactly what I was referring to before. If we bump up into the higher tax bracket, right, it's not even worth it, right? The IRS just taking all our money. They're crooks. The more money I make, the more work I'll have to do. I had a misconception about that, right? We all have that type of thing. The more time I have to spend to make a lot more money, or I got to go back to school is another common one, right? And I don't want the people to think I'm all high and mighty, or you're worried about what people will think of you if you have a lot of money, that type of thing. And so if you see, this is the exact example of what I want you guys to do with your own thoughts and beliefs, is flip them on their head. Basically, I have no money is I have money, even if it's just a nickel. I've got money. Like, it's not like I have no money. That's not true, right? And then I never have enough money is I always have enough money. Because if you really think about it, you guys, we're all here and we've all made it through any struggle we've ever had with money and health. We'll talk about that in a second. But we're still here, right? We're still alive. We're still in a shelter. We still get to eat food. Like all of our needs are met. And we figured out a way to do that somehow all the way up until now. So the reality is, as you always have enough money, or you'll always find a way, right? That's another one you could add to it as well. But just continuing on, right? I'm not greedy, it's the root of all evil. No, the more money I have, the more good I can do for others and for myself, right? The more taxes I get to pay means the more money I made. That's, you know what I mean? Like that's the same idea. Money has nothing to do with the amount of work, effort, or time I put in. It's solely about the amount of value I can provide people. The more value you provide, the more you get rewarded for that, right? So that's all it is, actually. It doesn't have anything to do with your time if you don't make it have something to do with your time or work or effort. So that's what we're trying to shift into. And then, of course, the last one, all my friends and family love and accept me for who I am, whether I've got lots of money or not. And with more money, we'll have way more fun together. Like that's the general idea, right? So basically, action number one for this week, you guys, is we really want to start to shift our money, our old story around money and with health as well. So let me briefly go through this as well for health. And by the way, these slides I'll have in your PDF for this week. So you guys can just either reference them or print them out if you like to, but they'll be in the app after our call here. So the old health story, I'm fat and ugly, I'm husky, big bone, plump, even if it's not directly you're saying you're fat or ugly, but you're implying that you are, like that type of thing. Everyone in my family's overweight, so I have to be too, right? I can't give up meat, dairy, cookies, ice cream, my favorite food. I'd rather die than to give up. This was my Uncle Brett, by the way. He would not, he still eats hamburgers. He's had 2 massive heart attacks and he still eats hamburgers all the time. And it's terrible. And I've tried so much to get through with him, but it's everyone has their own story that is playing out in their own mind and life. And that's just what it is. So we're challenging our stories. I just wish everyone would. And like disease is a big one, right? Just X disease runs in my family, right? Cancers in my family, that type of thing. I have X injury, blank injury, whatever that looks like for you. So instead of all of those victim-based, because there's no power in any of those statements, quite honestly. In fact, they all make you feel like garbage, quite honestly. So what we want to do is take our power back. And instead of that, no, I'm beautiful or handsome, I'm amazing. And my current body does not define me. I don't care if I'm 500 pounds right now. It doesn't define who I am actually. In fact, the body we're in is just a vehicle that we're leasing throughout our life. And we're blessed to have it, quite honestly. It doesn't matter how it looks right now. So, and again, we want to get into that mindset. Even if everyone in my family is overweight or has X disease, I don't have to be overweight or have that disease. It's just their choices with food, thoughts, and feelings have led to their condition. That's all it is. We can be drastically different. It's not about what I'm giving up, it's about what I'm gaining. Confidence, energy, vitality, right? All that type of stuff. And then, of course, the supplemental ones, like I am a fat burning machine. I'm a fasting machine. I am healthy, fit, and strong, right? My bones and injury are healing, right? I'm crushing it. And I love these ones at the very end here. Because I even say these all the time, like I'm a monster, I'm a beast, I'm unstoppable, right? When you're in the gym, let's say, or wherever you want to use these, they just help you reinforce a truth that's within you that you are. You are limitless, actually. Okay. And then you could even leverage some of your favorite, idols and that type of thing. The Hulk, The Rock, whoever you look up to, Wonder Woman, whatever. Somebody who's super confident, super healthy. It's a great role model. And it's a great idea to put your attention on that person and get into their energy and adopt it for yourself a little bit. Like that's what's so cool about this. And that's why they're such an inspiration, is because people can actually imagine themselves as them, right? And it's not like they want to be them, but be like them, right? To have the level of confidence and strength and that type of thing. So this is a very quick recap on what we want to do to the next level for this week, okay? Any thought that we have right now, we want to flip it on its head and turn it into a positive. And I actually, I have this little thing, and actually, let me come back to you guys so you can see this a little better. Where's my share? Here we go. I have this see the good little picture here. And it's so funny because last Father's Day, my mom got me this and my wife got me the same thing. They didn't even know that they got the same thing. But I have one in my office and one at home. So it's like everywhere and always reminding me and whoever sees it to see the good. And what's cool about this is you can practice this with seeing the good in others as well and people. So it's just an awesome thing. But what we want to see the good in is the things in our own life. We are blessed to be alive, that we get a chance to live and create and during this new day. And we get that chance. It's not like we have to live, like we get to live. Like this is awesome. And we get to overcome our current adversity and challenges. Like that's a blessing. Like it's really cool, right? So I just wanted to come back to you guys really quick on that. And a quick check-in. Does these ideas all make sense for you guys so far?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Excellent. You guys are rock stars, man. I love you guys. Sweet. Okay, let's keep it going here. All right.
We've had a good teacher, Tony.
Yeah, brother, I think so.
The best.
Yes, we are rock stars. We're limitless, right? This is going to be awesome. In fact, right here, you guys, I'm telling you right now, this is going to be next level here. Okay. So if I were to ask you, would you want to speed up your results, right, by 2, 3, even 10x? How would that sound?
Awesome.
Cool. Right? So
That's exactly
yes.
what I'm saying. Yes, please.
I love this one, right? This is great. So yeah, who wouldn't want to speed up their results, right? Let's do that for you guys this week, okay? Here's how we're going to do it. It's all about leverage, and we are going to go to the highest possible form of leverage that we have here. So let's get into this. This is the next level idea, you guys. And even if you've been training with me, which a lot of you have, you're going to get some insights out of this that you haven't gotten before, most likely. So really, really hone in on this idea, okay? We have two parts of our mind. This is not new news. You guys will know this. However, we're going to go very deep with this. There's our conscious mind and our subconscious mind. Okay. There's actually an unconscious mind as well, but that's deeper than the subconscious, and we don't really necessarily care about that right now. What we care about right now is these are the two governing our reality in life, actually, right now. Our conscious mind, our attention, in other words, only has 5% of our power and control. Our subconscious mind is 95%, meaning it's literally, you are a program that is playing out, and it's your subconscious mind that is playing it out. And it's been programmed over the course of your life, and it is controlling 95% of your actions and behaviors every single day. It's the habitual part of us. It's on autopilot. It's programmed. So literally from the moment you wake up, the old familiar kicks in, and you either go to the bathroom or brush your teeth, or you go eat breakfast, whatever it is, your morning routine. You get a cup of coffee, whatever that looks like, and then you go off and do your thing. All of that, though, you're not consciously thinking about. It's already a program. It's part of your program. So the more we get our conscious mind into this mix, the better, because now we can start to challenge it and, do we want to continue the same patterns, basically? But your conscious mind is very weak when it comes to making a significant change. Every one of us has experienced this with any habit we've tried to change, right? It takes a lot of effort and a lot of conscious effort and energy to change your subconscious programming, okay? So this is what's the problem is for most people, though, is we have to get into our subconscious mind and reprogram it. And what we're reprogramming is our limiting beliefs and our old self-image and our current self-image. And so literally our current or old limiting beliefs and old self-image we are literally a slave to that right now. It is got the reins, it's controlling our entire life right now. It reflects exactly what we're seeing in our life. So we've got to reprogram it to the next level here. Okay. But to do this and to do it in a highly leveraged way, we must get past what I call our survival gatekeepers. And I use Thor. So the very first idea I had was a Thor idea with, the person, this guy, I forgot the guy's name, but he's standing guard at the bridge of whatever, the world or whatever. And he's the gatekeeper. He's like, he won't let anyone through, or any gods or whatever through into Thor's realm without his permission, basically. And then I thought about this, the Ghostbusters scene where he's the key master and the gatekeeper. And I'm like, oh my God, I love that. And so it's the same idea though, right? These are the gatekeepers. We have these built into our mind, and they're directly related to our belief system and our self-image. And they literally are the thermostat, and they are the mechanism keeping your thermostat set, actually. So this is going to get very, very powerful for you guys, and you're going to see how in just a second here. So our conscious mind, okay, the one side of the coin here, it's the weakest part of us. However, it is the part of us that's mainly in survival mode. So its only its main function is to keep us surviving. And honestly, it's also linked to pain and pleasure. It's trying to keep us out of pain and going towards pleasure. Okay. Both sides of your mind are actually programmed for that, but your conscious mind is as well. And so the idea is when you're consciously awake. So right now, you guys, you and I, we are speaking, having a conversation, and we're basically in sympathetic nervous system for ourselves because our conscious mind is activated right now. If we were super stressed out or overwhelmed or anxious or something, worried about something, it's basically very much survival mode, and it's full on sympathetic nervous system is engaged, and it actually starts releasing stress hormones that get associated with that. But what I want to teach you guys today is about your brain waves. When you're in conscious mode, conscious mind, we're using what's called beta brain waves. Okay. Beta is literally what you guys are in with me right now. And if we were super stressed out, we would be in what's called high beta and or gamma. Okay, so it goes up a little bit. And that literally, when you're in high beta and gamma, you are releasing cortisol, stress hormones, adrenaline. Like that's really coursing through your body. And it's almost like a fight or flight state for yourself that you're in. Like you're always on guard, you're always, you're always defensive or that type of thing. That is the state of being that you're in. And what most people are in actually in our life right now, because they don't realize what's actually happening. Well, what happens is when you're in that state of mind for yourself, you can't create actually. I was going to say it's very difficult to, but you can't create. You're just surviving basically. Your body's just responding and it's just surviving. It's not looking to create or fix or do anything. It's just looking to survive. So the idea here is when we're in that state, it's not the state to be fixing and accessing our subconscious mind. In fact, our subconscious mind is not available to us from that state. Okay. So in other words, how you can remember this is if you're in conscious awareness, your day-to-day living, that's not when your subconscious mind is accessible. This is the principle behind TV commercials. And we're going to get into this in one moment, but that's why TV commercials play every like 5 to 10 minutes, because they are trying to tap in to your lower brain states, which I'm going to teach you right now. On the other side is subconscious mind. Okay. It is the creation faculty of your life. It is also the program that's playing out that's already been programmed, but it's related to your parasympathetic nervous system. It's accessible when you have your parasympathetic nervous system engaged more often. And there's levels of it as well. So I'm going to teach you this a little bit more. But basically, this translates to you are in a relaxed state for yourself. You're not worried. You're not in survival mode. You're not, fighting or flighting or whatever. You're just relaxed. You're breathing slowly and deeply and calmly, right? You're not breathing super sporadic or chaotic or whatever. But what happens and what we're most interested in is what's happening in your brain. When you're in parasympathetic nervous system, you enter into alpha state for yourself. Alpha state is the very first level down. Now, naturally, we all human beings enter into the state 2 times a day. There's a window where we enter in and exit out of the state naturally, and it's as soon as you wake up in the morning and as soon as you drift off to sleep. You are shifting from beta to alpha, down to theta, down to delta. Eventually, when you actually go to sleep, you're in delta. As you wake up, though, you're going from delta to theta. Where theta is where you might remember some of the dreams that you had, right? Alpha, you come out of that dream state and you're starting to wake up, and then you come into beta. And then the program kicks in, and now you're in beta and you're fully alert and living life the way you normally do. Okay. So do I still have you guys, does this idea make sense so far before I go any further?
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
Okay, beautiful. I don't want to lose anybody. I want to make sure we're good here. So perfect. So you guys, what happens is if you are trying to change a limiting thought or belief, or you're part of your self-image, which is programmed in your subconscious mind, here's exactly what happens, okay? And I'm actually going to come back to you just for a moment to share this, okay? So what happens is, let's just say our current self-image is that of somebody who's poor or unhealthy or whatever it is, right? And we are trying to reinforce ideas that, hey, I'm rich, I'm abundant, or I have lots of money, or money is good, right? And or I'm healthy, I'm fit, I'm strong. What happens is immediately the gatekeepers, they see that information coming in and they reject it. They're like, no, you're not. You're not rich. You don't have lots of money. You got nothing in the bank, right? It just literally just rejects it. It's almost like a shield, and it challenges it. So if you try, in other words, if you're trying to do affirmations, and we uncover the story that we're doing this week and last week about our old story to a new story, and we try to affirm some of those new statements, if we're doing it from a conscious mind, it gets almost instantly rejected. And it takes a lot of repetition for it to open up to the idea of it. Literally hundreds, if not thousands of times, you got to say it to yourself in order to even open up to the possibility that it could be true for you. Okay. So this, although that works and it can work, it's a lot slower and it's not highly leveraged. So what we want to do is we want to override the gatekeepers that lives in the middle here, right? So what we want to do is just get past them. So I'm gonna come back to our little presentation here, but we want to get past this gatekeeper here that's rejecting, that's keeping our thermostat set, right? In order to do that, though, the gatekeeper is on guard when it's in beta. When you're in beta brainwaves, the gatekeeper's in full alert, right? And it's actually in full high alert when you're in high beta or gamma. Like if you're fight or flight, your gatekeeper is running the show, quite honestly. The protector's running the show. So what we need to do, the very first thing we need to do is we need to relax our body, relax our mind and our body. And that's why box breathing is so powerful. When you take slow, complete deep breaths, okay, you're going to literally start to calm your nervous system from sympathetic to parasympathetic. And you immediately start to lower your brain frequency from beta, and you start to get into alpha. Okay, alpha's more of a daydreaming type of state for yourself, which, by the way, if you can get into that state all the time throughout your day, you're winning because you have all the power in that state of mind for yourself. And it's not the program running the show anymore. So the idea is we want to get very, very relaxed way more often throughout the day. But most importantly, when we say the things, when we say our new story and our new thoughts and beliefs, that's when we have to get nice and relaxed in order to actually start to accept it and get past the gatekeepers. Okay. So literally what's happening here is when you get relaxed, you're entering into alpha brainwaves. Your gatekeepers are taking a break. They're basically like, oh, okay, we're nice and relaxed. We're not needed. We don't have to challenge anything right now. We're safe. We're secure. We're okay, right? So then they take a break. They're not going to challenge you. Whatever thoughts are going to come in or that you're going to entertain, it's going to be way more open and suggestible now to your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind is like a little tiny baby that's being protected. And the gatekeepers and the protectors they don't want anything coming in, actually. They're going to challenge the heck out of anything coming in. So it's up to us to remind ourselves that we are safe. We're not doing it harm. In fact, we're going to do it amazing good when we program new, better beliefs in our subconscious mind. We're going to do everyone better, right? Our entire being is going to be better off because of this. Okay. So then what happens though is when you're in alpha, that's the very first window, but we've got to get down to theta. Theta is where we really move the needle like never before. Theta is when you're having an all-out daydream or you're dreaming, right? And you remember it and you're in it and you can actually participate in it, but you're literally visualizing these ideas and you're becoming that version of yourself. So what I'm going to do, you guys, so this is where it gets really cool. I am going to be, and there's actually there's several audios I've already got that I'm going to be sharing with you guys this week. And I want you just to try them out. Because the idea is we want to get from beta into alpha and theta a lot more effectively than ever before for ourselves. And these audios are going to help you do that like never before. And I've got money ones, I've got health ones, and I actually recorded one recently that I emailed to my list of everybody. And that's going to be on here as well. Like, and it actually is already in the app, in additional supplemental information in the app, but it's in the Mind Body Evolution app. So I gotta move it over to this program's app. Okay. But this is incredibly powerful, and naturally, if we can leverage our natural states, is before you fall asleep is like the most powerful. As you're waking up is powerful as well, but often you want to get on with your day, so it's a little bit less of a better, like, before you fall asleep is a better option, quite honestly, because you're already going to enter into alpha and theta. So instead of keeping yourself in alpha as you wake up, it's a little bit easier to do on the other side. I hope it makes sense. But yeah, what you guys are going to do is listen into these audios, and in order to make sure you're doing this very effective for yourself, is we want to relax completely. So what you're going to notice is in the front of the audio I recorded, I give you a progressive relaxation. So actually, let me come back to you guys here really quick. I give you a progressive relaxation where we picture the ball of energy and light, golden orb of energy and light, is we're breathing it into our body, and we allow it to go to our feet, and it relaxes our feet and our ankles. Then it moves up on the next breath, and it relaxes your calf muscles. And then it comes up to your knees and your quads and your hamstrings. It just starts to move up and relax every area of your body. And it takes a few minutes to do that, to kind of, breathe out any tension in each area, that type of thing. But when you do that, you're already, at the end of that, you're in alpha state for yourself. 100% in alpha state. In fact, you're entering into theta state. So that's why this is such a powerful idea. So if you can relax yourself to that level and then listen in, whatever you are listening to, by the way, in that moment, you're going to be planting seeds in a very fertile garden of your subconscious mind now. And it'll 2, 3, 10x your results when it comes to this, what we're doing, like never before. So I hope this makes sense. Does this make sense? Actually, just a quick check-in.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Beautiful. Beautiful. So the idea, you guys, is if you can listen in to these audios in that state for yourself. Okay, in parasympathetic nervous system state, you're completely relaxed. It's the opposite of survival mode and being, adrenaline. Your heart should be very, very slow. So this is another indicator, is if your heart's pumping really fast, it's usually related to survival mode. Okay, so something's worrying you or bothering you or something. And so if you could pay attention to your heartbeat, this is next level, you guys. Okay. Most teachers, even my teachers, don't even teach this. Like, this is next level idea, that your heart is direct response to the state of being that you're in. And your breathing is as well. But if you're already controlling your breath, even with slow, deep breaths, your heart could start to race with a certain thought. So what we were trying to do is relax our entire being and get ourselves all the way down into alpha and then into theta. When you're into theta, that's where I was telling you before, is with TV commercials. If you dissect a TV commercial and program, that's why they call it TV programming, right? Well, you realize is what's the best state of being to program your subconscious mind is in alpha and theta. You guys are learning this right now. Well, the brilliant minds of the world, of the masses, already knew this. They've known this for many years, many decades, quite honestly. And so they get into commercials because it's highly leveraged. So if you imagine you get into your favorite show, and what are you doing is you're all of your attention and focus is on the show, and you get into alpha and theta with it. It's as if you're in the show. If you're watching a movie, especially, you're in a movie, like you're in the movie, like you're experiencing it, right? So your brain waves are in alpha and theta. You're disconnected from current reality and conscious mind. You're in subconscious mind. Well, every few minutes, 5, 10 minutes, what are they leveraging? Commercials. So as soon as you're in that mode, it takes a bit for you to shift back and forth out of it. Well, they know that. So it's gonna, as soon as it does, a burger shows up. So it's not even my uncle's fault that he can't give up burgers. He sees it all the time. Right? It's like so backwards. Like our society is so, it's more, and again, we could talk about this in the next level ideas, but the controllers or the masses are controlling people. They're programming us, right? And most people don't even know that they're doing this. So the beautiful thing is you guys do, and we are way next level compared to most everybody else. And you actually get to control this for yourself now. Right. So that's why I never watch TV. And if I do, I shut the commercials off or I mute them. And like if my wife or the kids want to watch the show, I'll mute all the commercials. I cannot stand commercials because I don't want anything that I don't want in my brain. I just want to see the show I want to watch, and boom, that's it. Right. So that's the idea, is if we can start to control our mind in this next level, especially with what we're talking about right now, you guys are going to crush. You're going to become the most elite amongst humans here. And because you're going to know how to do it. You're going to know exactly what led you to create your new self-image and your beliefs and everything. Right. And so, especially as you drift off to sleep. So this is where I want to bring you guys to this for this week here. Okay. As you drift off to sleep, whatever you listen to is going to program your mind with those thoughts. It doesn't matter what it is, actually. You can go on YouTube and find something if you want to. But basically, I'm going to be providing you stuff that I have used, that we've used in the past here. And we're going to start there. But even better is, as we keep going, as you guys write out your new story and self-image, I can record a custom audio just for you that will actually say exact in your own lingo, because we each talk to ourselves in a different way, but in your exact own lingo, so that I can basically talk to your subconscious mind and help you reprogram your subconscious mind. And I even put it against an audio that will invoke alpha and theta states for yourself. So it's super awesome, and I'm wicked pumped about this. But how
Sounds fantastic, Tony.
Yeah, that's cool. I'm like so excited. If you couldn't tell, right, about this idea, it's going to change the game for you guys, man. It's going to be awesome. So yeah. So any questions on this idea so far?
No, I really like that you call it like the gatekeeper, because for me, I don't know, that just like immediately clicked and made me understand, like there's a lot of times, right, where you get like fearful about something, but sometimes it's kind of hard to discern between if it is fear or if it's like legit fear. You know what I mean? And calling it the gatekeeper for some reason just makes it seem like, oh, this is quite obvious that this is just automatic survival mode and I don't need to question the fear. I just need to move forward and do the thing.
Yes. Perfect, Monique. Yes. That's all it is. It's trying to just help us, actually, trying to protect us.
Yeah.
It's trying to keep status quo. And
Yeah.
right? And it's what it thinks is best for you.
Right, exactly. Yeah. And it's funny, yeah, because I don't know. You calling it that just for some reason just clicked.
Awesome. That makes me so happy. That's great. Thank you for that. That's great. Awesome. Rob, just a quick check-in, brother. How does this whole thing sound so far?
Oh, great, man. Just like last time, I'm just blasting my notes down.
Awesome. You're the man. That's awesome.
I am glad you guys had a discussion about the gatekeeper, because I was just trying to figure out what you meant by that. And so I was figuring it all the way along. And for me, it was basically like your fear projections and your pattern playouts. That's where it's kind of like that in between line that you're on that autopilot. And so like it's that automatic line that you're trying to defeat, basically, in a way to create a barrier around or get past. You know what I mean? Sorry, not clean.
Exactly, Rob. You're trying to overcome it, right? And defeat it because it thinks it's protecting you, which it maybe did at some point in your life, right? It kept you, content with where you were at. But now we're not content with that anymore. We wanna expand and grow. And we just got to remind it that, hey, we're safe and secure. So that's one of the things I want to point out, guys, is throughout when you're doing this training here, when you're really, especially when you're listening into these audios, I want you to always go back to the idea that you are safe and secure and you can completely relax. They call this surrender. You're surrendering. You're okay. You don't need to be on guard, right? And what happens is subliminally, your gatekeepers take a break. They don't need to be on guard anymore. And so you get nice and relaxed, and then boom, now your subconscious mind is way more available and way more suggestible. And so now you listen into something, and you can rest assured that literally listening in, it got into your subconscious mind like never before. You planted a seed into fertile soil, right? I love that analogy because that's what's happening actually. Just like in a real garden, when you plant a seed into the soil, you don't see something grow for about 30 days. This is exactly what's happening in our mind as well. So you won't see the fruits or the sapling start to grow, quite honestly, until you can access it enough where literally, if you do this exactly for 30 days, you guys, it's equivalent to months worth of work doing it the conscious mind way. Months and even years, quite honestly, doing it the conscious mind way, trying to challenge the hell out of it, which still works, but it just takes a lot more effort and it's not highly leveraged. So where we're going in my next leg of my year actually in coaching is highly leveraged. No, like less one-on-ones, actually, more groups, highly leveraged, and more things like this that are highest leveraged. And as I uncover the deepest elements of things, I want to bring it into you guys as quickly as possible and get you into it as so you can reap the benefits of it as quickly as possible. And this is an example of that. So this is a next level idea we're getting into, and we're going to get into it like never before over the next 6 weeks here. So hope that sounds cool.
Definitely.
Sounds great.
Awesome. You guys are awesome. So there's only one more thing I want to share really quick, guys. And so you know about the second action. So I'll give the reiteration at the very end here. But what we want to do is we want to continue our momentum from the last week. And again, Rob, I know you weren't here, brother, but you can just choose a new cycle for yourself. And what we were talking about here is this is health related, and then I've got a money related one on the next one. But if you could choose a cycle, so these are basically, generally speaking, these are the most highest leveraged things you could be doing to lose weight, basically. And so you just pick one. So like for last week, I recommended like you could pick fasting and maybe say like try to do 8-16 fasting, like 8 hours of eating, 16 hours of fasting. Or you could do like a 3-day, like do that for 3 days. So you pick a time frame here of the amount of the cycle that's going to be. And so it starts off, usually you want to do at least a 3-day, because a 1 day is just 1 day. It's not really a cycle. But a 3-day is, because if you can repeat it, now it's like a consistency chain is what that's called. And that's what we want to do. So you could say like, all right, I'm going to do 3 days of fasting this week. And it's going to be 8-16. And maybe I'll even work out a little bit in a fasted state. So like just basically pick one type of cycle for yourself that you really feel good about doing. And that's all you're going to do for this week, basically. Okay. And I wanted to share with you guys really quick. I got into, so St. Jude's is a children's hospital by us. And I got into their 30-day 3,000 push-up challenge. And so for this month of May, we're going to do 3,000 push-ups.
Dang.
And it's going to be cool, right? So
That's a lot.
I used to be really, really good at push-ups, but the problem is I've been working out like really, like I've already been in a workout cycle really, really good for myself. So what I did is I'm like, I'm still going to do it, but I'm just going to do push-ups at the end of my workout. So I did 250 push-ups at the end of my workout yesterday.
Oh my God.
And my triceps were black, like they hurt today, like next level. It was like the last push-up I did, I was like, oh my God, like it's so hard. But I did it. I did it. So I'm going to do the 3,000 push-ups and figure out, like, even in between workout days, I'm just going to squeeze a handful in to make sure I see it through. But that's a great example of a 30-day cycle. So that's why I actually put that on for this week. I entered into a brand new 30-day cycle for myself.
So quick question for you, Tony.
Yeah.
Why the heck are you doing 250 at once instead of 100 a day and like break them to like 25 per group kind of thing? Just why are you doing
Rob, it's funny you say that because I'm going to now, after doing that, I'm doing it your way.
Yeah, man, that's why you'll survive, right? You'll create that flow pattern.
Dude, I blasted my triceps so like way beyond.
I bet.
What I'm going to do is do a handful after my workout and then wait like an hour or two and then just do slowly throughout the day, the rest of the day. At least that's my next plan for Sunday's workout. That's what I'm going to do there. But yeah. So, and again, that's the beautiful part, right? Is if you pick a cycle, you can figure out what will make the most sense for you on that cycle. So, if it didn't necessarily work the first couple of days, you can revise it a little bit as well. So that's kind of cool. But yeah, so this is the health one. So if you guys choose a health one, it doesn't matter what you're doing, as long as you're doing something, you're moving the needle in the right direction, right? And then the new money soar and I actually left the one from last week in here, just because I know, Rob, you weren't here. So like, this is an example, right? Hey, I can get into a money soar by selling a bunch of stuff around the house, or like tools, or, furniture or artwork or decor or anything like that. You could make an extra $100, $500 or whatever. Like, you could say, all right, I'm going to get into a money soar and I want to make at least $100 off of, this soar, like during this cycle. Right. And you could say it's going to be a 7-day cycle, and I'm going to put, certain things on Etsy or on, Facebook Marketplace or wherever, eBay. You could sell on eBay, any of those things, those auction sites or whatnot. Or you could just ask around. Like, you could ask your friends or your family, hey, you guys want something? Like, I'm getting rid of this stuff, for a little bit of money here. Boom. And you made yourself some money. Another idea, though, I wanted to give you guys a different idea. This comes from the sheet that I gave you guys in week 2. So you can just refer back to that as well if you want to. But this is another idea to make some quick cash. Like, you can open up a new bank account. Lots of banks have a $300 cash incentive. Actually, if you open up a new account, they want your business. So they give you $300 to open a new account. Free $300. Boom, there you go. And if you want to start saving money more effectively, you're going to want to have a separate account anyways to help you do that. So it's like you're killing 2 birds with 1 stone. Or if you have a lot of debt, you could transfer that high interest payments you're making over to a 0% interest. And that's literally what I did when I first was getting out of debt for myself. I was paying hundreds and hundreds of dollars worth of debt or worth of interest on credit cards. And so we got 0% interest, balance credit cards, transfer the balance, and boom, we saved ourselves hundreds of bucks right off the bat, like every month. So again, lots of ways to start to make more money and make use of your money a lot more effectively. But this is just to get your brain going and get some ideas kicking in here, okay? So just a quick reiteration. I think this is the very last slide. Yes, let me come back to you guys. Just to come back to here on what we want to do for this week, okay? Number 1 is what I teach it as the blessing mindset. And it's the positive mindset. It's finding the good, seeing the good, right? There's good in everything, actually. It's just up to us to find it. Our brains and our mind are programmed to find the bad, actually, to keep us surviving. And it's like, in other words, like, imagine you're driving down the road and there's a beautiful sunset on the right, and it's gorgeous, like the sky's beautiful, but then there's a horrific accident on the left. Your brain immediately puts you to the accident, and you might not even notice the beautiful sunset. It's just how we're hardwired, okay? Which means it takes effort to actually find the good. But it's well worth the effort because that's what you're going to create in your life is the good. And so that's where we're starting with this is we're creating our new story and our new self-image right here. This is the inception of it. And so as we practice doing this and we're finding the good in the bad right now in our story, turning it into the good, we're going to start to, like I said, that's number one is write it all out, actually. Write down all of the good that you find. Okay, and how could it be a blessing? How could it be good? And then if you guys need help, by the way, just let me know, like as you progress throughout the week. But then with that, now the second action is to start to program your mind from the right state. When you're nice and relaxed, and especially before you go to bed, it's so powerful. As soon as you drift off to sleep, I want to leave you guys with another idea. The image you fall asleep to, the self-image you have of yourself that you fall asleep with is the one you wake up with. So if you can start to accept some of these ideas before you even fall asleep, all night, your subconscious mind is going to work to make that, it's reprogramming, to make that a reality for you to wake up to. So if you could fall asleep and you accept the idea that you're abundant, guess what you're going to wake up as? You're going to feel abundant, actually. And I've experienced this, actually. It's so cool because when you actually get a certain idea and you feel really great around it and you pass out, boom, you wake up feeling that same way. So again, I want you guys to practice this, try it out for yourself. But this is number two. And then number three is this cycle. We just want to get back into or continue the cycle that we chose from last week with our health or our money. Okay, because we always want to be in a positive. And I like the cycles because you can go all in on them. And it's like, it doesn't matter if you were poor, from the rest of your life, actually, before then, you can get into a money-making cycle for yourself right now. That's kind of why I like those. So it kind of is a way to just take the reins right now and step it up. Okay, so that's a quick reiteration of what we want to be doing this week. But do you guys have anything for me at this point?
No.
No, Tony, I just want to let us settle in, figure it out.
Awesome. Excellent, you guys. Yes.
Thanks.
Beautiful. Well, that's all I've got for you guys for this week. I hope it's extremely valuable for you. And like I said, I'm going to be posting the resources in our app shortly, like this afternoon, you'll see them. Okay. But if you guys run into any challenges or anything, please just message me, reach out, let me know what's going on, and I'll help you see it through. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. Thanks.
All right, you guys. Yes. Have an amazing rest of your day. Okay.
Thank you,
Tony.
Thank you. All right, you guys. We'll see you next Thursday.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.